Hey friends, today is the Dollhouse Transformation Collab, Halloween edition. I have the pleasure of joining Melissa Makes It DIY, our host, Antoinette Decorating, Junker Necker DIY, Simply Becky DIY, and Crafting in Mimi's World. I'll have links to the host and the entire playlist in my description box. Let's get Halloween crafting. I am starting out with this adorable little dollhouse from the Dollar Tree, but let's turn this into a Halloween house. I'm adding Deco Art Dioxin Purple. It's an acrylic paint, and I'm using a sponge brush thinking that this will really get this to adhere to this plastic, but no dice. So I grabbed some baking soda and mixed that into the purple and applied it to the house, and I was pleasantly surprised. It gave it a really nice texture. It thickened up the paint and I love the way it looked. I chose this deep purple for this house because I thought it would look really interesting and give a different look than a dark gray or a black. And initially I was going to paint the roof black to go along with it, but I like the way the deep purple and this lighter purple look, so I just went ahead and left the roof alone. This is one full coat of my baking soda added paint. I will do just a wee bit more. But I love the way this dark purple looks, and I like the green windows, so I'm not going to paint over that. So I just went ahead and added the rest of the paint that I had in my palette to just finish covering some spots on the front. Then I thought it would be cool to have either one of the windows popped out or barely hanging on. I had a small piece of moss mat left, so I just snipped off the excess piece and I had just enough to make a little lawn for my haunted house. I cut a piece of foam board to attach my moss mat to. Then I attached it with a bit of hot glue. I figured this would help it adhere better than using tacky glue. And I cut my foam a little bit bigger than the mat so I'd have just a little bit extra space to make a little fencing and to add some little extras around the house. I took some bamboo skewers and measured them to the size of my foam piece so that I could start assembling a little broken down picket fence. Then I took a few of the smaller craft sticks that Dollar Tree sells and snipped them so that I could start assembling my fence together with my bamboo pieces. I made additional snips to one of the longer pieces of the bamboo skewer so there would be a walkway into the lawn. Then I started to hot glue my pieces together so I could set my fence up, and I didn't want it to look, super sturdy. This is supposed to be a rundown house, so I wanted my fence to look a bit raggedy. So now I just added a bit of hot glue to reattach my window. I wanted it to look like it was just barely hanging on and about to possibly fall off the house. I'm using Kelly Green to paint over all the white areas of the foam board. So there are two dolls included in this kit. One of them I painted black, and I'm going to put her in the upstairs window to make it look like a creepy silhouette shadow. And the other I'm painting white, and she'll be downstairs, and she'll be on the side looking like a ghost. And here, with a few pieces of scrap craft stick and bamboo skewer, I'm making a keep out sign that I'm going to place in the front yard. And now I start attaching my shadow ghost into one of the upstairs windows and attaching the fencing. My sign wouldn't go in, so I just had to make a little puncture with some scissors and added a little hot glue. And then I moved on to my little Playmobil figure. I'm wanting to use this guy as Michael Jackson from Thriller. He's the closest thing that we have on hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use bright red apple barrel paint and possibly black 3D paint. I start just totally covering the front part of his jacket. In the video, Michael Jackson had the red jacket, red pants, and then there was the black detailing on the jacket. While my figure is drying, I started to add a little white paint to my fencing to make it look like, it's just old and the paint had peeled off. And then I thought, well, if this is old and run down, this should look like gray rotted wood. So after I applied the white and I popped off one of my pickets, I took some black tempera paint and started to add that around all of the fence. I added the black paint as well to some scrap pieces of craft stick that I wanted to place over some of the windows on the house. And I started to wipe it off with tempera and wood. You paint it on and wipe it off, and it acts like a light stain. Then I snipped those little scrap pieces in half with these garden snippers I found at Dollar Tree and attached them to the windows. Then I applied black acrylic paint to my background piece of cardboard. Once my red paint was fully dry, I took a black paint pen and pulled up an image of the red jacket and started to add the black detailing on the front and down the sides of the sleeve. And the 80s child in me got really excited once the detailing started to go on and it was like really starting to look like him from the video. So I kept going, and then I painted the shoes black because can't have brown shoes. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell icon so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. I'd love to have you on board. Then I placed my house on a piece of cardboard and traced it out. I need to attach this to the back so that the lights I put inside, you'll really be able to see them once the back of the house is covered. And I attach the cardboard at the top of the house only so I can flip the bottom portion up and put my tea lights inside. Then I attach my phantom girl into the bottom window on the side. I'm tracing this trinket pot so that I can have a full moon in the background of my house. And I painted my moon in with golden yellow from Apple Barrel. Did a dry fit of my house to see where I needed to place my moon so it was really visible. And then I just used some hot glue to attach the moon to my cardboard backing. I found a bat stamp in the kids area of Dollar Tree, so I just apply this several times to the moon. I wiped off a few smudges. I wish this was a little bit darker. I should have used one of my black ink pads, but oh well. So I just checked with the house again. It looked really good. So then I go ahead and apply my hot glue so I can attach this backer to my grassy area and really get my little scene staged. And now I'm just adding these Dollar Tree acrylic pumpkins. I really love these. Dollar Tree brought these out new this year. They're so cute. You can put them in vases, use them as table scatter, and a little scene like I'm doing on a tier tray. I think they're so adorable. They also have acorns, the same color. I love it. And then I grabbed one of these color change tea lights to add into the house. I end up using two. I put one on the top floor as well, so it will look like there's either paranormal activity going on in this house or a really awesome rave. Then I add my little figure to see how everything looks all together, and here we are. You guys will have to tell me, what do you think of my little thriller scene? I hope you've enjoyed my video today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and please enjoy the entire playlist.